exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from card holder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at BofA.com/card FWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Welcome to WRMN, your trusted voice in the Fox River Valley for over 75 years. We bring you fact-based news, good faith discussions, and entertainment that brings people together. From national headlines to local stories, WRMN is your home for thoughtful dialogue and community engagement. No matter the time of day, where you're listening from, or who you are always welcome here. Thanks for making us a part of your day. This is the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
This is Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town WRMN. National news at the top of every hour and local news and weather at the bottom. Find more information about programming and current events at WRMN1410.com. News, weather, and entertainment across the Fox River Valley here on WRMN 1410 AM, the Talk of the Town.
Sports, your thrilling ride from the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome in to another edition of Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on WRMN 1410 AM. And I hope everyone out there is having a great day. I hope that you are staying warm because, let's face it, this is Chicagoland, and Mother Nature decided to give us a nice 52-degree day yesterday. And also, in that very same day, decided to take it down into the teens. And, well, it is feeling a little chilly out there, but not so chilly that I'm not going to get heated up over the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Woodpeckers tomorrow at 7 p.m. down on the lakefront at Soldier Field. And, it has been encouraging to hear the players from the Chicago Bears being pissed off, being upset over that win, to come so close and then to lose it in the manner that they did. And the fact that they did not have a letdown game, a trap game against the Cleveland Brownies, this past weekend. And to hear all the focus, even in the post game, when it's all rah-rah, all hyping up, all Ben Johnson, all DJ Moore, a couple other players in there saying that, they still got a bitter taste in their mouth. So I am really looking forward to this matchup against Green Bay tomorrow, despite the fact that Rome Odunze, Burden III is going to be out as far as the wide receivers for the Chicago Bears. But as I was telling a patron over there at Newman's Corner Pub there in Hampshire earlier today, it the last couple of coaching regimes would have given me pause, whether it be Matt Nagy, for not ever really helping out Justin Fields as far as play calling, designing the plays to do whatever it was that Justin Fields was capable of doing, with that. And then whether it be Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus, Eberluz, apparently on the hot seat down in Big D, because Jerry Jones not particularly thrilled with what's going on as far as the defense. He's happy with the offense, and who wouldn't be? Because that Jamoke down there at quarterback, he's kind of playing at if not an MVP level, he's playing at a very high level where maybe offensive player of the year, with that being said. So if you are wondering where I am broadcasting from, you see how I did that? I just took out the broad and I did the broadcasting. I'm very talented that way, making up new Smurf as I go along here. But, check me out on YouTube. It's YouTube at WRMN Radio. But before I get any further into the show, are you looking for a great way to support youth sports while helping your athlete get better? The Athletes Headquarters Foundation is hosting its 2025 Hitting Clinic on December 20th at Athletes HQ in Elgin. This special clinic is featuring Jacob Marcy, Miami Marlins Major League Baseball outfielder and 2025 MLB All-Rookie Team selection, along with mental performance coach Marius Alexka, plus additional Major League Baseball players and professional coaches as well. Best of all, every swing supports a great cause. The Athletics Headquarters Foundation is a 501c3 non-for-profit, helping provide opportunities for youth athletes in our community. Slots are limited. Sign up now at athleteshq.me/AHQ Foundation events. That's athleteshq.me/AHQ Foundation events. That's tomorrow, December 20th at Athletes Headquarters in Elgin. Train with the best and give back to the game. Really excited about that event because I will be in attendance. The people that are running it, both Derrick and Megan, are very interested in helping out athletes that are a little bit less privileged. So basically what they're looking to do is, if you have any worn gear, whether it be baseball gloves, baseball cleats, hockey stuff, tennis, whatever, Athletes HQ Foundation is looking to take those, refurbish them, and then give them to those youngsters, those performers, those athletes that need them. And it should be a very fun and interesting time. There's going to be 2 sessions. There's one from 10 to noon, and then there is also going to be another session after lunch from 1 to 3, so 2 hours, both sessions. They will be getting instructions from Derrick, maybe not so much Megan, but at the same time, there are going to be, big leaguers in the building to see what it's like to actually ramp up, get going, and to help your young developing player with tips that they used along the way to get themselves to the level that they are currently at. So with that being said, I think it's a great event, and it's a great thing because also and listening a little bit to the Apolitical Talk Show with Dennis Sonar Green and David Tees about the price. Hey, it's no longer the price. It's the price of inflation. Yes, but the price of inflation is affecting all of us. And if you have a youth athlete, you know damn well better than all of us that the price for good equipment is definitely on the rise. So with that being said, and also don't forget, you could also listen to On the Rise here on WRMN 1410 AM tomorrow morning from 10 to noon with Mike Napolitano and company. Also, don't forget, we've got a couple other great sports shows for you as well. The Truth About Chicago Sports with Marcus Mack and Kyle Long. No, not the former offensive lineman, but he is Kyle Long. I seen it. I seen his ID. His name is Kyle Long. They will be on these airwaves too from 8 to 9, followed by Fantasy Football Blitz with the aforementioned David Tees and John Payne going through your, I believe this is probably the, playoff time, getting into it for fantasy football. So tune in for that if you are at a quandary for that. That show will be on from 9 until 10, followed by, as I said, On the Rise with Mike Napolitano and company from 10 until noon. And then got a birdie sent me a little email. And I do believe that Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano has also talked about this today because we received the same letter. It was and is addressed to Kevin Warren of the Chicago Bears, along with Chairman McCaskey. And if you've been paying attention to what's been in the news the last couple of days about the Chicago Bears and relocating to maybe Northwest Indiana, maybe Arlington Heights, hell, why not relocate to Hampshire as well? Anything at this point is on the table. I'll be talking about the letter that President Mike Reed of Hampshire has sent to the Chicago Bears on the other side of this break. You're currently listening to WRMN 1410 AM Big Top Sports with Derrick Geyer. Back in a bit.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
Clutter happens, but junk doesn't have to weigh you down. At the Junk Luggers, we're your full-service junk removal and hauling pros, tackling everything from single-item pickups to major cleanouts. We handle the heavy lifting, and with our commitment to the Green Way, we rehome and recycle to keep your unwanted items out of landfills. So, whether you're clearing out the garage, downsizing, or saying goodbye to old furniture, we make the process eco-friendly and easy. Call 1-800-LUGJUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
This year, America's First Responders Fest 2025 was a huge success, and we couldn't have done it without the Village of Burlington and Village President Mary Kay Welson. Your support helped bring the Fox River Valley together in the village of Hampshire to celebrate the heroes who keep us safe every day. Thank you, Village of Burlington, for standing behind America's First Responders Fest 2025 and for standing with those who serve.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. With yours truly, Derrick Geyer, trying to do a little speaking and reading here, and it's not always good, but I gotta say something. As far as why in the hell not toss in your proverbial hat in the ring to get the Chicago Bears in your neighborhood and in your vicinity. Mike Reed Jr., the village president of the village of Hampshire in Hampshire, Illinois, wrote this letter to Kevin Warren, president and chief executive officer of the Chicago Bears. Give you there was a little bit of glad handing, to it. The president of the village of Hampshire, right to invite, as the president of the village of Hampshire, right to invite the Chicago Bears to consider Hampshire as a potential Illinois site for the future home stadium and related facilities of the Chicago Bears organization. We recognize that decisions of this magnitude are complex, generational, and rooted in more than geography alone. They turn on infrastructure readiness, community partnership, long-term growth capacity, and alignment with an organization's values and legacy. Hampshire offers a compelling opportunity across each of those dimensions, while keeping the Bears firmly rooted in Illinois. It goes on and talks about the Chicago Bears, how there's the legacy of, the Chicago Bears being here, football, Illinois, all that all that nice stuff. The cultural backbone of the Bears fan base. This region is not a peripheral, it is core. Youth football programs, Friday Night Lights, the generational fandom, reflected the values the Bears have always embodied. Locating the team's future home in this corridor preserves that authenticity while positioning the franchise for the next area in Hampshire too, actually. Now this next part, community built for growth by design, not accident, right? Hampshire is not simply growing, it is planning for growth deliberately and responsibly. The village experienced substantial population growth over the past decade, reflecting sustained residential demand and long-term confidence in the community. Hampshire maintains an active comprehensive plan and framework, ensuring that major developments align with infrastructure, transportation, and community character. Residential growth is paired with commercial and industrial readiness, creating fiscal stability and reducing over-reliance on any single tax base. Imagine that. A government that actually wants to take care of their taxpayers. And further on in the letter, it says, this is a community accustomed to managing growth thoughtfully, one that understands how to partner with large-scale, high-profile projects while maintaining public trust. Okay. The letter goes on, and, there are a few more bullet points to it, but I'm going to take a little pause for the cause here to talk about an area not too far from Elgin right now. Back in the day, back in my day, back in 1994, I had the pleasure and the privilege of playing a few baseball games, one being, the city championship. I won't bore you with the details that I played at Wrigley Field or anything. Little pop. But we also made it to fourth in state, and with the state competition being right down the road at what used to be and still is the home of the Kane County Cougars. It's just named differently now. It's called Northwestern Medicine Field. And with that being said, when we came out and when we were playing that weekend, the state finals, the state playoffs for baseball, and it was cornfields for as far as the eye can see. That was what, I guess would have been considered the cornfield back in the day. Or, I'm sorry, the corn curtain back in the day, as I've so often heard about that over the last few months. But with that being said, you come out here, or I come out here 20 years later, or maybe 2010-ish, 2015. Couldn't recognize it. Did not recognize it. Had absolutely no idea that this was the same place that I had played baseball so many years before that. And with that being said, I mean, you're talking about Hampshire, Illinois. You're talking, well, now that's where, the theoretical corn curtain is, or at least, how Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano, put it and parse words about it, on the WRMN morning show. And there's a few gas stations, there's a few bars, there's, all locally owned and run. But now if you're talking about growth, and I mean, I'm sure the city council or the powers that be in Geneva, St. Charles, all in that area, they wanted to grow. They wanted to boom. I could almost see in another 20 or 30 years, the same thing being or happening with the city of Hampshire, or the town of Hampshire, if you will. Just for the simple fact that, well, they are eagerly looking to grow their population. They are looking to grow their infrastructure and make it a booming, thriving community. So why not take a chance? I mean, I'll be honest, and I will be completely and totally transparent here, as I always am on my show here. I don't think it stands a snowball's chance in hell of getting there, but why not another option? Actually deal with forward-thinking individuals to maybe bring the Chicago Bears to Hampshire. Couldn't be any worse than what's going on right now in the city of Chicago, Arlington Heights. Hell, open the dialogue. Make it work. Why not? The only downside is, now it's going to take an hour or so to get to Hampshire, as opposed to taking an hour and a half to 2 hours to get out from the lot in Soldier Field. But at least it'd be right on 90. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a bit.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Progressive. 3 people were injured in a multi-car rollover crash in Glen Ellen Monday afternoon. Police say the crash happened around noon near Western Avenue and Geneva Road when a driver failed to yield while making a left turn. 3 vehicles were involved, and the driver who caused the collision was cited. Authorities report that the injuries were minor, and the intersection reopened by 1 p.m. as crews cleared the scene. Illinois' public transit system is getting a $1.5 billion annual boost after Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a law overhauling Chicago's buses and trains. The law, taking effect in June 2026, raises sales taxes in northeastern Illinois and diverts a portion of the gas tax to transit, safeguarding the system from major service cuts. A tragic plane crash at DuPage Airport in West Chicago claimed the lives of 2 men Wednesday afternoon. Officials say the twin-engine Piper PA-30 went down just after takeoff shortly before 2 p.m. Both passengers were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash remains under investigation by the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board, which will recover the plane for further evaluation. Airport officials and emergency responders are coordinating on the investigation, expressing condolences to the families affected by the incident. The Chicago Bears have announced they are now exploring sites beyond Illinois, including Northwest Indiana. Bears CEO Kevin Warren stressed the team remains committed to a world-class stadium, but says infrastructure and tax certainty are needed to move forward. Arlington Heights officials say they see the village as the best option, urging state lawmakers to pass a mega project bill to keep the team in Cook County. The Bears had previously invested nearly $200 million to acquire the 326-acre Arlington Park site. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 17, temperatures rising to around 26 overnight, windy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high near 39, temperatures falling to around 32 in the afternoon. Windy with gusts up to 30 miles per hour, Currently, it is 15 degrees and partly cloudy. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Yeah, it would help if the fader was out on that, but anyway. Oh, yeah, so what we're doing is I'm talking about the Chicago Bears potential relocating to Hampshire, Illinois, and, not exactly, probably not going to happen, probably doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell of working, just being, completely and totally honest. But as, I've heard this saying before, you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. So with that being said, if President of Hampshire, Mike Reed, feels that he could potentially get the Chicago Bears out to Hampshire, then, bravo, strike while the iron is hot, get something done, take it, away from Arlington Heights, because all it is land there. I mean, I think the Bears bought it for $400 million, whatever. Well, they could turn around and sell it back and then have that money for the land or whatever that they would probably get a lot cheaper in Hampshire. But anyway, going back into this letter from President Mike Reed of Hampshire to the McCaskies, or to the Bears organization and ownership, hard infrastructure advantages for a modern stadium campus. Because we already know that the Chicago Bears do not own Soldier Field, as I was talking about yesterday and the day before that. But the city of Chicago, or the Park District, whatever, they owe close to $500 million on it, $640 million on that renovation. And they say that they are not going to give any wiggle room unless the Chicago Bears are going to contribute to paying that down. I call bull smurf, because it's not the Chicago Bears' responsibility to pay that down. Especially when you constantly screw the Chicago Bears what seems to be every single spring and or summer. I mean, I get it. It's a venue. Great concert venue. Sucks getting there. Sucks leaving. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But with that being said, what'd you do with all the money and everything that Soldier Field generated with it? Again, the Chicago Bears need their own fracking firecracking facilities. Whether it be their own stadium, whether it be like what the Chicago Cubs did and made it a entertainment district or whatever. They need their own stuff that they can control, that they can say, no, Beyonce, we don't want you to have a 5-day concert at Soldier Field before a GD home game for the Chicago Bears, where you tear up the Smurfin' turf, which is already some of the worst Smurfin' turf in the frickin' league, in the NFL. So that is one of the benefits of actually owning your own stadium there. Getting back to the hard infrastructure advantages for a modern stadium campus. From a practical and technical standpoint, Hampshire offers the foundational elements required for destination scale stadium and mixed use campus. So what are some of the bullet points here? It has direct access to Interstate 90 via U.S. Route 20, providing regional connectivity while avoiding dense urban congestion. Huh? The hell was I just talking about? The congestion coming out of Soldier Field, getting into Soldier Field. It is available in appropriately ordained land capable of supporting a stadium, structured and surface parking, practice facilities, entertainment uses, and future expansion. Existing utility capacity and service coordination that has already supported significant residential, commercial, and industrial development. Can you really do that? I mean, if you actually, get through the hurdles and everything that the village of Arlington Heights is putting on it, I'm sure you could probably do it because, 300 plus acres of, land, that's a huge chunk of land. And also a location that allows phased construction and expansion, minimizing disruption while maximizing long-term flexibility. Yeah, why not? Hampshire can accommodate a major sports and entertainment campus without displacement while offering room for innovation in fan experience, site design, and transportation planning. Man, talk about getting the freaking bull by the horns here. Okay, in this line that it says municipal partnership and support, the Village of Hampshire views this opportunity not as a passive siting exercise, but as the beginning of a true public-private partnership. Subject to formal discussions and approvals, of course. I added the of course. The village is prepared to engage collaboratively, much like Susie C. cannot say ornament, I apparently cannot say collaboratively. Oh, I just did. Let's take two on that. Subject to formal discussions and approval, the village is prepared to engage collaboratively on land use entitlements and zoning coordination consistent with a stadium campus, infrastructure planning, including roadway improvements. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, there might be an issue there because, at last check, the road and infrastructure planning aspect of things, costs somewhere in the neighborhood of about $860 million. and that was for the infrastructure for Arlington Heights. So roadway improvements, utilities, and traffic management. Next bullet point is the intergovernmental cooperation where appropriate to align regional resources. So intergovernmental cooperation. Wait, Hampshire's still in Illinois, right? But then that means that they maybe will be able to actually get the cooperation of the surrounding areas. I don't know. I would actually have to ask these questions of the people in charge and in power and everything. But I mean, what the hell is intergovernmental cooperation? Oh, is it where you actually sit down and talk and hash things out and do a step-by-step process with all of this stuff? To where, if you don't come to an agreement, maybe you can talk about it. Well, apparently it's not on the books for 2026 and the Chicago Bears, doing the whole Arlington Heights thing. So I don't know. Maybe there could be some management talk to actually talk with the Bears brass, talk with Kevin Warren, talk with the McCaskies, talk with whomever they need to talk to, and get this Smurf done. Because last I checked, ain't no shovels going in the ground anytime soon. And before the year's out, ain't frickin' fracking happening here. Last bullet point here, as far as the municipal partnership and support is, economic development tools permitted under Illinois law to support a project of statewide significance. Well, let's make no mistake about it. The Bears are the Bears. They've been here for a very long time. Now, how would the county of Cook feel about losing all of this money that the Chicago Bears actually bring in to Cook County, to the city of Chicago? I mean, hey, why? It's just, but not only that, but if this isn't an empty threat by Kevin Warren and the Chicago Bears to take their football and go to Northwest Indiana, then the whole state of Illinois will be losing out on all the dollar bills, y'all. So what you doing? This letter to the Chicago Bears goes on. The Village of Hampshire views this opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I already read that. Connection. Yes. Bears Stadium campus in Hampshire would do more than host football games. It would anchor the franchise in a growing Illinois community for generations, strengthen the economic development across King County and the Fox Valley, reinforce the Bears' identity as an Illinois team rooted in the communities that support it year after year. I mean, why not toss your hat in the ring? And I got a Mr. Village President Mike Reed Jr. Congratulations on seizing the opportunity, trying to grab the bull by the horns, because Hell, you need to buy a lottery ticket in order to win the $1 billion jackpot, right? So you need to submit a letter. And as I've already said, that I really don't think, it snowballs chance in hell. I could be wrong. I do call myself Mr. Mush. But with that being said, why the hell not? It's an hour from the city of Chicago. You could still call it the Chicago Bears. As I said yesterday on yesterday's show, Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, you got two New York teams in the Giants and the Jets that don't play in New York. They play in New Jersey. You have the San Francisco 49ers. They don't play in San Francisco anymore. Oh, damn it. As quick as it went into my head, it went out. They play in Santa Clarita. That's where the San Francisco 49ers play. So if the Bears were to move out to Hampshire, my goodness, what a boon for Kane County, the Fox River Valley, Hampshire itself, and I'm pretty damn sure that the powers that be would actually make it work. What do I know? This is Derrick Geyer. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports. Continue the sporting conversation on the other side of this break. Back in a bit.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Join your co-hosts Mike Tooman and Paul Burvitt on our weekly radio hour, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security, defense, personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in 847-931-1410. Ask us questions. We will get you answers. Every week, Saturday, noon to 1 on 1410 AM WRMN Elgin. Streaming on WRMN1410.com. Chat with us on WRMN's YouTube live channel.
Tune in to Big Top Sports
with Derrick Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
He'll have sports thoughts from the center ring of Chicagoland and to the outer rings from across the nation.
Whether from Chicago Cubs,
White Sox,
Bulls,
Bears,
Blackhawks,
Stars,
Fire,
Boomers, whatever the national story is of the day.
Geyer and his sports czar takes will either have you nodding in agreement,
yelling at the radio,
or in all honesty,
a bit of both.
With the way the Chicagoland sports and sports are in general, there's bound to be
thrills,
chills, and
oh my God moments. So get your snacks and libations ready,
because this is going to be a wild ride.
Big Top Sports with Derrick Geyer's quirky and insightful Fanatics take
will make you feel a little
or a lot better about your Chicagoland sports viewing experiences.
Tune in to Big Top Sports with Derrick Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m.
to 8 p.m.
Always a little weird hearing my own commercial during my show that, like, you know, if you aren't already tuned in, you already know what you're listening to. You already realize that you're listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. But I get a kick out of that every time. And, you know, every single time now that I hear it, I got to go to the tube of views and, you know, transition over. This way I could kind of make fun of myself for accidentally putting that in the rotation as far as like a commercial during my own show. Any hoodie, anyway, if you have any comments or thoughts about the city of Hampshire, the town of Hampshire, putting in a letter to the Chicago Bears and wanting them to come out to Hampshire and break ground and build a stadium and build a sporting mecca and entertainment division area out there in Hampshire, then feel free to call up at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. Spent a little bit longer on this than I anticipated, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of, well, for me, it's kind of interesting. It's really interesting, actually. I know that the Chicago Bears are going to be taking on the Green Bay Woodpeckers on Saturday at 7 o'clock. You could hear that game being broadcast on these very airwaves, WRMN 1410 AM. Kickoff is at 7. Stay tuned after the game for the post-game show as well. And, yeah, I legitimately think that the Chicago Bears are going to do pretty good because, as I mentioned in the very beginning of the show, Ben Johnson knows what the hell he's doing. I wasn't so sure in the very beginning of the season after, you know, the 50 burger that the Detroit Lions, you know, put on them. I wasn't so sure after that fourth quarter collapse to the Minnesota Vikings, game 1. My goodness. The Bears are currently 10-4, right? And I think I mentioned this yesterday. They could have been 11-3. You know, if they would have hung on and actually staved off the Minnesota Vikings in week 1. And then we could take a little bit of a breather, not really worrying about the Green Bay Packers this weekend. But make no mistake about it. I think Ben Johnson actually has something for Coach Matt LaFleur of the Green Bay Woodpeckers. Just for the simple fact that, well, you now know some of the tendencies. Well, you've already known some of the tendencies because you went up against him as, you know, the offensive coordinator when you were with the Detroit Lions, right? Well, now you actually had a game that you could control as a head coach and calling the plays against the Green Bay Packers. So, different game plans because key cogs are out. Guys are out for both sides, on both sides of the ball for both teams. So, with that being said, who is the better head coach? What will transpire in tomorrow's game against the Green Bay Packers? This, make no mistake about it, this is for the NFC North right here. This game will decide who is for sure going to go to the playoffs this year. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back at the top.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Starbucks. A tragic plane crash at DuPage Airport in West Chicago claimed the lives of 2 men Wednesday afternoon. Officials say the twin-engine Piper PA-30 went down just after takeoff shortly before 2 p.m. Both passengers were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash remains under investigation by the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board, which will recover the plane for further evaluation. Airport officials and emergency responders are coordinating on the investigation, expressing condolences to the families affected by the incident. The Chicago Bears have announced they are now exploring sites beyond Illinois, including Northwest Indiana. Bears CEO Kevin Warren stressed the team remains committed to a world-class stadium, but says infrastructure and tax certainty are needed to move forward. Arlington Heights officials say they see the village as the best option, urging state lawmakers to pass a mega project bill to keep the team in Cook County. The Bears had previously invested nearly $200 million to acquire the 326-acre Arlington Park site. 3 people were injured in a multi-car rollover crash in Glen Ellen Monday afternoon. Police say the crash happened around noon near Western Avenue and Geneva Road when a driver failed to yield while making a left turn. 3 vehicles were involved, and the driver who caused the collision was cited. Authorities report that the injuries were minor, and the intersection reopened by 1 p.m. as crews cleared the scene. Illinois' public transit system is getting a $1.5 billion annual boost after Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a law overhauling Chicago's buses and trains. The law, taking effect in June 2026, raises sales taxes in northeastern Illinois and diverts a portion of the gas tax to transit, safeguarding the system from major service cuts. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. The Chicago Bears have announced they are now exploring sites beyond Illinois, including Northwest Indiana. Bears CEO Kevin Warren stressed the team remains committed to a world-class stadium, but says infrastructure and tax certainty are needed to move forward. Arlington Heights officials say they see the village as the best option, urging state lawmakers to pass a mega project bill to keep the team in Cook County. The Bears had previously invested nearly $200 million to acquire the 326-acre Arlington Park site. 3 people were injured in a multi-car rollover crash in Glen Ellen Monday afternoon. Police say the crash happened around noon near Western Avenue and Geneva Road when a driver failed to yield while making a left turn. 3 vehicles were involved, and the driver who caused the collision was cited. Authorities report that the injuries were minor, and the intersection reopened by 1 p.m. as crews cleared the scene. Illinois' public transit system is getting a $1.5 billion annual boost after Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a law overhauling Chicago's buses
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 17, temperatures rising to around 26 overnight, windy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high near 39, temperatures falling to around 32 in the afternoon. Windy with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Currently, it is 15 degrees and partly cloudy. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/in.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Firearms are the #1 cause of death among kids, but we know that healthcare workers can make a huge difference. This is why prevention is absolutely critical. It starts with listening to the community, leaning in on those conversations to better inform what is the approach that you want to take. You are the champions for change. You can be the catalyst for integrating firearm injury prevention strategies into your practice and really benefiting your community. Let's agree to agree that we all have a role to play in ending this crisis.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And the reason why I decided to go with that one instead of the sports or the WRMN sports, well, it's Friday. It's fight night, baby. Oh, Friday fight night. Yep. So there's that internet sensation that is deciding to get back into the ring for yet another professional fight. And if you are not paying attention, and you are not watching me on YouTube at WRMN Radio, then you cannot, see me use the air quotes on professional fight. Even though this is supposed to be a professional fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Ooh, Lordy. Ooh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. And, it's kind of funny because with all of the fights that Jake Paul has taken over the, last few years, and I mean, He makes his professional debut back on January 30th, 2020. Fights against internet stars, internet, people, social media people, if you would, Tyrone Woodley, Anderson Silva, MMA fighter Tommy Fury. I mean, though he did lose to Tommy Fury, though, I will say that that is his one loss that Jake Paul does actually have. And I think the reason why the fights are what the fights are was because, well, he lost the fight back on February 26, 2023. He lost to Tommy Fury in a split decision. However, then he's been on quite a roll, as of, the last 6 fights. 6 fights, taking on the likes of Nate Diaz, Andre August, Ryan Borland. The original fight date for Mike Tyson, which was July 20th, 2024. Mike Perry, another MMA guy. Then the actual fight against Mike Tyson. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the unanimous decision for that farce of a fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Either fighting MMA guys that aren't very good at boxing, more good at, grappling, being on the ground game, all that fun stuff, or, are very dangerous with their legs and kicking and doing all the, the actual MMA stuff that they've trained for, and maybe not so good on the ground, or I'm sorry, standing up on 2 feet, because you've got unanimous decision, KO in round 1, TKO round 1, TKO round 6. Mike Tyson, unanimous decision. Ugh. Hey, but a payday is a payday, right, Mike? And then you also have Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. losing in a unanimous decision to Jake Paul. Which begs the question. Is Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua scripted? This is the what they have on this article by James Dillon. Maybe it's Dylan. But yeah, there's a list if you're watching on YouTube.com at WRMN radio. But I mean, you're talking, so in this article by James Dillon, Eddie Hearn has vociferously, big word, I'm surprised that I actually got it out, has denied that Anthony Joshua's fight against Jake Paul is, quote unquote, scripted. I couldn't imagine why anyone would think that it's scripted. I mean, the Mike Tyson thing, the Julio Cesar Chavez thing, I don't know. But Joshua's promoter, Hearn, has insisted that it will be a real boxing match when the first bell sounds. Oh, what a relief. I can't believe it. So many people have come up to me asking if it is scripted, Hearn said to BBC. Firstly, quote, firstly, we'd be investigated by the FBI if it was. It would be illegal. This is a professional contest and a sanctioned bout where people are betting on it. Yes, I will get to that in a momentito. And this might even be, a place where, people... Oh, damn it. Yeah, page cut out on the top. But, so Hearn basically goes on to say that they are not looking to hold Jake Paul up. They are not making, to look bad. This is a professional fight. There's no way that any of that stuff is going to go on. There's no, backroom orchestration of a predetermined outcome a la, WWE or AEW or any of the other wrestling, entertainment avenues. I'm sorry, wrestling, because apparently they killed the term sports entertainment, right? WWE, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not entertainment, it's wrestling. Anyway, I getting off on a tangent there. Hearn goes on to say, we are not giving this guy an edge or a chance to say, told you I was better than AJ or I won rounds. So for all intents and purposes, it seems as though that this is supposed to be a real fight with Anthony Joshua when he takes on Jake Paul later on tonight, which, is being shown on Netflix, right? So Hearn insists that Joshua changed his plans from having a low-key 8-round comeback fight in Saudi Arabia against an opponent ranked around the top 100 of the division when Paul came calling, offering finances that obviously they couldn't turn down. So there's that. But the legitimacy, and I'm skeptical here. While it certainly seems like Jake Paul has put in the effort, put in the work, put in the hours to train a little bit better, to actually put on an actual boxing performance, it seems as though this is an actual boxing match where if Anthony Joshua defeats Jake Paul, there might be the whole opportunity for Joshua to fight against Tyson Fury, or not Tyson Fury. Yeah. And bring him out of retirement. So, I mean, there's that. Another interesting thing is, the odds and everything as far as this fight is concerned. Because I've mentioned the list of fighters or really fighters that Jake Paul has taken on over the course of his career. And, MMA guys. Fighters, boxers that back in their prime and heyday would have absolutely obliterated Jake Paul. And if this is a legit fight, and according to the odds from MGM, Jake Paul is favored, or not favored, I should say. It is 700 to 800 to 1 that Jake Paul is going to win against Anthony Joshua. The odds of Jake Paul winning by KO, TKO, or DQ, 1,000 to 1,400 to 1. To win by decision, 1,200 to 1,600 to 1. The betting market is highly on the side of the fact that they think that Anthony Joshua is going to win because all the money, or I'm sorry, 90% of what is coming in at the books is being bet on Anthony Joshua. The highest probability of what's going to happen is, or the most the odd makers expect how the fight will end, will be via knockout or technical knockout, favoring Joshua. Because if you've seen some of the fights in the past, and I'm not to the level of a boxing expert by any means, but my goodness, there are some big time holes in what Jake Paul was doing in the bouts against Mike Perry, former MMA guy, Mike Tyson, former GOAT, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. There were definite big time holes. And if it wasn't an exhibition, or apparently they were sanctioned, but whatever. I really think that Anthony Joshua, who's looking to make a little bit of a comeback, a little bit of a name for himself against bigger fish in the proverbial boxing sea, this very well could be a first round knockout. But I'm going to say this. I'm probably going to end up hate watching this because I can't. I can't get on the side of Jake Paul. Just for the simple fact that, yeah, okay, he puts these promotions and everything together, makes a boatload of money, and yet, because if you saw that Mike Tyson fight, oh dear Lord, where it looked like Tyson was actually pulling his punches. I don't know. But I'm going to hate watch this much as, I do Dallas Cowboys football. Speaking of football, did you check out that Thursday night game last night between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks? Holy Smurf, what a game. I'll be talking about this on the other side of the break. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back in a bit.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now at Insight Mental Health and Wellness. We can help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We'll help you use your insurance to get away from it all to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment so you can recharge yourself. And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you could take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. That's 800-419-0287.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hey Bears fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be a part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today at 847-741-7700 and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears on WRMN AM 1410.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this, Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
And welcome back here to Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And what a game last night. And I'll be completely and totally honest with you. That first half of football between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks last night, man, that was some pretty Smurfy football, though. But man, after that halftime and the way that it was looking and the fact that Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks were able to scratch and claw their way back into the game and eventually push it into overtime to where the Seattle Seahawks actually converted on two-point conversions in the fourth quarter. And what looked essentially to be a botched two-point conversion in the fourth quarter. My goodness. And you know, I was sitting at an establishment having a libation or two to where I was just, I wasn't able to hear the game, you know, over the speakers because, you know, music playing. You're in an establishment. It's not the Bears, so you don't really give two Smurfs whether or not what the announcers are saying and everything. And I couldn't discern what was going on that two-point conversion, that first two-point conversion in the game last night, where Sam Darnold threw a pass, and apparently it was a quote-unquote backwards lateral, to where it was a fumble. They fumbled the ball, and they fumbled the ball into the end zone, and one of Darnold's teammates picked it up in the end zone. So two-point conversion, good, right? Well, didn't end there. There's another two-point conversion that basically tied the game. Seconds left. Needed to tie the game. Going into and made it going into overtime. Crazy, crazy, crazy game. And I could kind of see where people are coming at Sam Darnold sideways, you know, like, you know, because, well, okay. He looked horrible at times yesterday. Absolutely horrible at times. And now I could kind of see like why people are, you know, thinking that he's trash or that he sucks as a quarterback or whatever. But man, did he turn that thing around and gave the Seattle Seahawks the victory. And what about Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua from the Rams? missing their Devontae Adams this week. Nakua definitely stepped up big time in yesterday's Thursday night game. And this also means that the Los Angeles Rams are not currently in first place in the NFC. No. Why does it do that? Okay, fine. Gonna do that. I don't care. Sorry, talking to the squirrels in my head because I'm not exactly pleased with the way that it lines up. But the Seattle Seahawks are now currently first in the NFC Football Conference. The Bears are still second. But where did the Rams go? The Rams are currently fifth in the NFC Conference, which means up until yesterday, they would have had a first-round bye, home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Now they got to play a wild card game in the first week of the playoffs. So with that being said, this is going to be a very, very interesting weekend of football. And you all know where my eyes are going to be. It's going to be on the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. But you are currently listening to Big Top Sports.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Progressive. 3 people were injured in a multi-car rollover crash in Glen Ellen Monday afternoon. Police say the crash happened around noon near Western Avenue and Geneva Road when a driver failed to yield while making a left turn. 3 vehicles were involved, and the driver who caused the collision was cited. Authorities report that the injuries were minor, and the intersection reopened by 1 p.m. as crews cleared the scene. Illinois' public transit system is getting a $1.5 billion annual boost after Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a law overhauling Chicago's buses and trains. The law, taking effect in June 2026, raises sales taxes in northeastern Illinois and diverts a portion of the gas tax to transit, safeguarding the system from major service cuts. A tragic plane crash at DuPage Airport in West Chicago claimed the lives of 2 men Wednesday afternoon. Officials say the twin-engine Piper PA-30 went down just after takeoff shortly before 2 p.m. Both passengers were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash remains under investigation by the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board, which will recover the plane for further evaluation. Airport officials and emergency responders are coordinating on the investigation, expressing condolences to the families affected by the incident. The Chicago Bears have announced they are now exploring sites beyond Illinois, including Northwest Indiana. Bears CEO Kevin Warren stressed the team remains committed to a world-class stadium, but says infrastructure and tax certainty are needed to move forward. Arlington Heights officials say they see the village as the best option, urging state lawmakers to pass a mega project bill to keep the team in Cook County. The Bears had previously invested nearly $200 million to acquire the 326-acre Arlington Park site. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 17. Gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high near 39. Temperatures falling to around 32 in the afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 14. Currently, it is 16 degrees and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And oh, there I am. Here I am. Button sticks. Voices go silent. But you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. On this TGIFFF Friday. Thank God it's frackin' firecracking Friday. Yeah, that's it. That's what I said. And you are listening to River Media Network. Any hootie. Yes, if you are looking for a great way to support youth sports while helping your athlete get better, the Athletes Headquarters Foundation is hosting its 2025 Benefit Hitting Clinic on December 20th at Athletes HQ in Elgin. This special clinic is featuring Jacob Marcy, Miami Marlins Major League Baseball outfielder and 2025 MLB All-Rookie Team selection, along with mental performance coach Marius Alexka. Plus, additional MLB players and professional coaches will be in attendance as well. Best of all, every swing supports a great cause because you know why? The Athletes Headquarters Foundation is a 501c3 non-for-profit, helping provide opportunities for youth athletes in our community. Slots are limited. Sign up now at athleteshq.as.me/Athletes AHQ Foundation events. That's athleteshq.as.me/AHQ Foundation events. And that is for tomorrow, December 20th at Athletes Headquarters, Elgin. Train with the best and give back to the game. All righty, Roo. I am just about ready to get back into the weekend. It is going to be a fun weekend. I mean, I'm looking at the current slate of games right now for the NFL this weekend. Oh, you already had the barn burner. You had the Los Angeles Rams losing in overtime. And they even went for a 2-point conversion in overtime and got that. Did the Seattle Seahawks yesterday and by doing so, they beat the Rams 38-37, going for 2. Both teams scored touchdowns in that overtime period. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. Not so much the beginning of the game, but yeah. But then you also have, facing off tomorrow, the early game, the flexed game, apparently. The Eagles are taking on the Washington Commanders at 4:00. Then tomorrow, you have the Green Bay Woodpeckers taking on the Chicago Bears. Man, if the Chicago Bears don't beat the Packers by a couple of touchdowns tomorrow, I would be very shocked. I would be very shocked because all of the get back, all of the pissed off comments that you heard from the Chicago Bears players, out the window. It doesn't mean anything. And I am back to being, the half glass empty kind of, sports talk radio host here on WRMN 1410 AM on Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. With that being said, though, I mean, it's because I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid. And this is where I kind of, ride too high and crash too hard and all of that fun stuff. But if the Bears want to control their own destiny and go up by a game and a half over their next closest opponent, Green Bay, then they need to take care of business once again and not fall to the 7th spot once again because they lost to the Green Bay Packers, which then incidentally makes the 49ers game a must-win. And, oh, yeah, it sure as hell makes the final game of the NFL season against the Detroit Lions a must-win, frickin' firecrackin' must-win game as well. Let's see, what else we got? Vikings, Giants, well, they're both out of it. Bengals, Dolphins, I'm pretty sure they're both out of it. Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. They are going, this is basically what the Bears and Packers are going through. I do believe that, this is one of those, they're both 7-7. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Carolina Panthers. They're both 7-7. This is also a noon game. And, this is for the division lead right here. Then you've got the Bills versus the Cleveland Browns. That should be a wash. Chiefs against Titans. That's not so good. Broncos, and in the late slate, you've got the Broncos at home taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, with this being said, this is a put 'em up, shut up game kind of for the Jaguars, if you will, to actually see how good they are going to be this season. Because currently they're sitting at 10-4 in the AFC South right now. The Broncos are already a couple games up in the AFC West. So it's much ado about nothing for the Broncos. Although with this win, if they were to win against the Jacksonville Jaguars this weekend, then they will definitely punch their ticket to, playoff time, playoff land, if you will. And, all you need to do is get to the big dance. And let me tell you, after they kind of destroyed the Packers last week, the Broncos look pretty fracking good. Falcons, Cardinals, that's a wash. Raiders, Texans, well, that's an ass whooping. Next game here, so Texans, pretty much, Raiders are going down to battle the Texans. I'm pretty sure that everyone's checked out in the silver and black. Here's another good game that not as many good games as I thought. The good slate of games was all last week, apparently. But you have, with definite huge playoff implications here, you've got the 8-6 Pittsburgh Steelers trying to stay on top of that division, going up against the 8-6 Detroit Lions. I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but I'm going to be rooting for Ron and that ayahuasca smoking ass Rodgers because, the Bears need all of the help that they can potentially get. Obviously rooting for them against the Steelers and everything when they played, when the former and hopefully retiring owner of the Chicago Bears came and played against the Bears here at Soldier Field, back in October. But, yeah. And then the Sunday night game, Patriots, Ravens. Well, this is also a very Jackson just hasn't really, had it this year. He was hurt for a majority of the season. I don't see there being any let up as far as the New England Patriots are concerned. They're sitting at 11-3. The Ravens are sitting at 7-7. And I really just don't see Mike Vrabel and the Patriots letting up because they are also in it to win it. They have a chance because right now it's a two-team race as far as who's going to get home field advantage and a first-round bye in the playoffs. And you got the Patriots at 11-3 while the Broncos are at 12-2. So they are playing for their playoff lives as well. You're pretty much, you win, you're getting into the dance, you're getting into the tourney, you're getting into the postseason in the NFL. But, as we've seen in the past, it's a hell of a lot easier winning 3 games as opposed to 4 and having a whole road go through your home stadium. So there's, that aspect of things as well to, look forward to. For that game with the Patriots and the Ravens. And then Monday night, I'm all of a sudden going to become a Indianapolis Colts and Phillip Rivers fan because, the Colts are facing the 49ers, who the Bears play the following week in Santa Clarita. And this is also, this is an important game for the 49ers, for their playoff lives as well, and for, the Chicago Bears. But it all, I cannot stress this enough. The Bears are in the driver's seat. Will it be a little icing on the cake if the Lions lose on against the Steelers on Sunday? Yes. Will it be a little bit more icing on the cake if the 49ers beat or I'm sorry, lose to the Colts on Monday? Well, absolutely. So, but the Bears and Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams are in control of their destiny right now. And if they smurf the bed, and I hope they don't smurf the bed, but it's got potential for them smurfing the bed, I really think I'm just suffering from post-traumatic bear syndrome here, PTBD. Post-traumatic bear, PTBS. Oh, post-traumatic bears. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, it is what it is. Blackhawks. You know what? I will talk about the Chicago Blackhawks on the other side. Or just tell you that they lost 4-1 yesterday, and it really looked like a Smurf game, even though, hey, congratulations, Frank Nazar, for finding the back of the net and getting on the score sheet in what seems like forever. Absolutely. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about the Chicago Blackhawks. Yes, I realize that. Yeah, you know what? I will tackle that on the other side of this break. You're currently listening to Derrick Geyer on Big Top Sports, 1410 AM. Elgin.
Does your car need a shine? At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they make it quick, easy, and spotless every time. And they're open 24/7 for your convenience. Right now, get a free car wash just for joining their text club. Text BRITT to 30400 and enjoy a free car wash. Visit Britain's Touchless Car Wash at 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin or at 555 Willow in West Dundee. Britain's, caring for your car while caring for our community.
Looking to set sail on your dream vacation? Cruises International has you covered. Specializing in land and sea getaways, they're here to make your vacation unforgettable. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, they offer personalized service with a global network of specialists to ensure your trip is tailor-made just for you. Call today at 800-255-7447 to speak with a cruise and vacation expert. And don't miss Travel Tuesdays on WRMN AM 1410 every first Tuesday of the month from 11 to 12 p.m. on Out to Lunch. That's Cruises International. Your vacation, your way.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service. Better care. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. That's 800-785-1673.
All right, welcome back to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. As I've only got a couple minutes left here on this week of shows. Thank you for tuning in all week. Thank you for listening to me Talk Sports. Thank you to Andrew Scheid for hopping in on Monday. Thank you for Marcus Mack as well, hopping in on Monday as well. Then we also had David Tees joining the conversation earlier in the week. Let's see. Bob Mariner helped me out this week as well. It's been a fun time, and without you, the listener, I would have no one to be talking to out there. But don't forget to tune in tomorrow morning starting at 8 a.m. to hear a little bit more sports talk with The Truth About Chicago Sports from 8 to 9 with Marcus Mack and Mr. Kyle Long. Then you've got Fantasy Football Blitz with David Tees and John Payne from 9 to 10 a.m. You also have not Big Top Sports. This is Big Top Sports, damn it. You also have On the Rise with Mike Napolitano and company as well from 10 to noon Saturday as well. I was going to get into, the Chicago Blackhawks, but what's there to say? The Montreal Canadiens beat them 4-1 yesterday. Okay, whoop-de-doo. It's more of the same, and it's probably going to be a little bit more of the same until the younger defensemen actually learn how to play at the NHL level. And especially with Connor Bedard, this is probably going to be a slog through, the rest of this month and, until the end of, January or whatever. Chicago Bulls are currently taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in a back-to-back. They beat them. They mollywopped them on Wednesday. And they are currently in the third quarter. The Chicago Bulls are currently up 68-57 with about 10 minutes and 52 seconds left in the game. And the reason why I'm foregoing all this is because that was one hell of a Thursday night football game. And yes, I've already commented on it. I've already said that. But, I am in a unique spot to where I do a lot of driving. So I listen to the radio a lot. And the people that were on last night's call for that Thursday night football game, I got to say, you did one hell of a job filling in for the people that usually did it and usually call Westwood One's games. And, the primary broadcast team that do it on the radio, Kevin Kugler with Devin McCourty and occasionally Ross Tucker, they were not the team that was doing it yesterday. It was Kate Scott on play-by-play, female Kate Scott on play-by-play. I was absolutely amazed by the job that she did. And she was also joined by Ryan Harris as the color analyst covering the Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams, right? So, and the reason why I said it, she really did a good job. And I really appreciate it because Kevin Kugler is probably one of the best play-by-play next to Ian Eagle as well, Jason Benetti. And I could only imagine, the nerves and everything that she had doing this game. Now, I am not, familiar with all of Kate Scott's work on radio or calling games or doing play-by-play. But let me tell you, I was not bored whatsoever. Hey, Merry Christmas, Jeff. Hey, Merry Christmas, Brendan. I appreciate y'all. And I just got to say, Kate Scott, well done. It was a joy because you gave me the vivid pictures and everything that a radio broadcaster, play-by-play announcer gives. But then you also had the excitement that I think some people in this sports town that do play-by-play don't necessarily do on the radio or even on the television broadcast in itself. So with that being said, bravo to you. I tip my imaginary hat Ryan Harris, you also did a fantastic job as well. And thank you for listening. This has been Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Go Bears, and all of you have a great weekend.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape,